Got my round of 32 here versus Element Mario 222. Let's see what we got going on. So, trashing, remodel, fancy remodel. Dame Anna somewhere in the Knights pile. Is she on top? No, she's not. Draw, Menagerie, Captain, Herald if it hits. Theoretically, Sir Destry. Plus action is just Captain, Herald, and the Action Knight. That one's Molly. And gains. Well, there's the plus buy knight. And there's Butcher and Remodel for gains. So I think this will be a little bit slow to get off the ground because the trashing is not amazing. And you really want to get rid of the coppers as soon as you can to get your menageries working. But it should be strong eventually. I think it's probably good for Servander to be on top. That seems like a knight that's not too interesting early. It seems like a viable target for gain and play perhaps later. Like if you're just looking for random stuff to butcher, you could gain Servander, butcher it into something, get a free gold off of it, and then butcher the gold. But I think it means knights aren't going to be an early game priority. So how do we open? I'm actually not sure if the 5-2 is any good here. I mean, naturally I would think 5-2 is good with a butcher opening, but the alternative could be, like if you had 4-3, you could open with Captain pretty easily and then also take a 3. And that sounds good as well. I guess on 4-3 you could open with Captain and Butcher if you wanted to at the cost of 2 curses. That might be worth it. So what am I doing? Could just be Butcher nothing. Could be Butcher, Desperation, Herald. Would I be willing to put a curse in my deck to get a Herald? Could Desperation and buy a remodel as well. Be a little sad if they collide, but happy otherwise. I'm certainly fine taking a curse or 2. I don't want a bunch of curses because then the curses start tripping up menageries. But I'd be fine with like a curse. I could just open Captain anyway. I could Desperation and buy Captain. I feel like Butcher's probably better than Captain plus curse. I'll take the Butcher. And then I'm still unsure whether I'm buying anything here. Yeah, they take the Captain. I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take a remodel. Right? Is that what I'm going to do? I mean, I guess the argument for the contrary is I don't want a bunch of curses. And if I take a curse now, curses later are going to be more annoying to me. And, you know, I might want to Desperation for Captain on like turn 3 or turn 4. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do Butcher nothing. We'll see how that goes. I got 4 coppers down there, so I might hit 4 next turn, likely hit 3 next turn. So I think maybe 2 3s and a Captain sounds good. So I could do like Wishing Well, Menagerie here, and then Desperation Captain next turn. I really hope he does not have his Captain in his turn 3 hand. Captain turn 3 just sounds amazing. Please don't have Captain. Please don't have Captain. Thank goodness. I mean, he hit 5, but it's still pretty good. But getting to play your Captain turn 3 and turn 4 and have it back on the shuffle would just be too much. Oh! Okay, well, all of a sudden I feel like I'm in a better position. Unfortunately for him, his Captain bottom decked, even with his wish finding a card. So his Captain was in the very bottom of his shuffle. That's really unfortunate for him. But good news for me. So I think I'm just going to stick with this combination of Wishing Wells and Menageries. I don't know what the optimum distribution is. Menagerie is going to be like amazing eventually, but it doesn't activate much early on. I should be paying close attention to what's in my deck because we got Wishing Well around. So I had 7 coppers and 3 estates. I added a curse. I added a butcher. I killed 1 estate. I added a wishing well and menagerie. And then on turn 5, I saw my butcher, 2 of my coppers, an estate, and a curse. So all my estates are accounted for. 5. There's 2 more coppers down there and a captain, so I should wish for copper. All right. Oh no, my captain's on top. How horrible. And this is probably just remodeling a state into something. Herald, perhaps. And, Menagerie, Wishing Well, Peddler. Kind of leaning towards Peddler. It's a unique card, which sort of indirectly helps Menageries activate. And then I'm not sure what I play my captain as here. If I had 2 coppers in hand, I would remodel copper in a heartbeat to make the Menagerie activate. That not being the case, I could consider playing it as Wishing Well or Herald instead for the draw. I do want to trash the coppers a lot, but, you know, remodeling copper isn't like the most effective trashing either. I think I'm going to play it as Wishing Well. Like, as much as I want to trash coppers, I feel like drawing a bunch more cards is likely to get me like 5 or 6, whereas trashing a copper is likely to get me to a very low number. And I would really like to hit 6 and get another captain if I can. What position are they in? I think I'm ahead. We're doing the same thing, but they had that unfortunate shuffle where they bottom decked their captain. Down there, I've got what exactly? A peddler, a butcher, 2 coppers, a menagerie, a herald. So probably just wishing for copper then. This is not the best draw, but I hit 6, so it's okay. So this shuffle's gone a little bit better for them. They found their captain on top at least. I think they're pretty behind though. I mean, on top of the bad shovels, they're also just player 2, so you can't be too far ahead if they are. I think Peddler before Herald is the right order. There's an action card 3 from the top. I'd like to find it. Okay, so one of these captains has to be played as non-terminal. These bottom 5 cards have 2 menageries, 2 coppers, and a curse. So I think Wishing Well is better than Menagerie, or better than Herald. Like, playing it as a Herald is kind of functionally equivalent to playing it as a Wishing Well and wishing for Menagerie. But playing it as Wishing Well, I get to see 1 card first, and then I can make a more informed choice about my wish. Like, given that I drew Menagerie, it was more prudent to wish for copper. As it turns out, the Herald play would have been better, because my Menagerie was 2 from the top, but there was no way of knowing that. Okay, so I want another captain, which means, what am I doing with this captain? I got 7 money, so if I remodel 2 coppers, I'd have to like desperation. I don't want to do that. So I could play 1 more captain as a Wishing Well, or just clear the junk off the top. Also lets me trash a curse. Or I could remodel, I think I'd rather remodel the copper and then just play butcher and do nothing with it. And keep those coffers banked up. I think I'm not so unhappy about having 2 junk cards on the top. I got 2 captains down, so like even if I had 2 coppers on top, I could like remodel 1 and then play the other as a menagerie. So I don't think it was like giving me a high risk of dudding or anything. Menagerie, please. What a beautiful card. And I don't know, remodeling this one. I think I'll play as Wishing Well. Copper. Thank you. Okay, so let's turn an estate into, I guess, another Wishing Well. Remodel a copper to an estate. And just more captains. Can't have too many captains. Yeah, I think I'm pretty won this game. I don't think they misplayed it or anything. I think they seem to be making the right decisions, and their draws weren't as good. The 4-3 split was nice for them, but then things went downhill from there. Okay, so now I'm gonna remodel a copper, I think. I gotta play this. I was considering remodeling the Wishing Well, but I think if I just remodel copper, this menagerie is likely to activate anyway. This card is too good. It's like literally a double lab for $3. That's just absurd. I need this Herald to hit an action card. Thank you, Herald, because I need actions. That might have been a mistake. I think perhaps a better order was playing the captain as a herald on the chance that it hits the other captain, because I actually need the actions. I didn't factor that in. I think that was a bad play order there, because now I got these captains as just like random cantrips to get them in play. There's obviously like if I played the captain as herald, I wasn't guaranteed to hit anything, but at least gave me the chance of getting to play Butcher and a remodel instead of just a Butcher. Some more menageries. And more captains. Would I rather spend 2 coffers or desperation? I think I'd rather desperation here. They've got a lot of heralds. I think I've only got the 1 herald, and herald's obviously pretty good. Maybe that could cause an issue down the road. Like if they just empty the herald pile outright, well then all of a sudden I have a lot fewer villages to work with. And captain's still a village if you play it as just like a Wishing Well or a menagerie, but it's a much weaker village that way. I don't think that's a huge threat though, just because like by the time the herald pile's empty, the game's gonna be about over. I will probably nonetheless take a few heralds here just in case. So I got a few extra villages to work with. And they trashed no coppers. So yeah, I've trashed 4 coppers to their none. That seems like a good thing. Oh, that jerk. They got the knight and trashed my menagerie. I was going to get that knight this turn, very likely. And they did it instead. Dame Natalie also looks not bad. They might take it here, but if they don't, I'll consider it. Got to replace my fallen menagerie. I do think the Night War probably benefits them a little bit more than me, because I've got more captains, which are higher value targets, and they've got more heralds, which are like moderate value targets for the knights to trash. Not that there's really anything useful I can do with that information. I don't know what I should wish for. Probably should have been copper. Looks like it didn't matter. Estates are going to get really low really fast as well. All right, we got a Butcher. What am I butchering? Like, I do kind of want to get Dame Natalie. Are those top 2 cards both coppers? I think they are. I'm thinking maybe I do just trash copper into Dame Natalie. I'm not sure if that was good or not. I like the idea of playing it this turn. And now here, play the captain as a herald. I think this is 50-50 to hit Dame Natalie. Oh, I also had herald down there that I forgot about. And probably silver now. It's a unique card. It's payload. Goodness, what is this card? It's an estate, isn't it? It's an estate. Guess I play Wishing Well first. We can do captain as remodel, play gain a remodel. Piles are getting low-ish. I don't think they can pile out next turn, but the turn after that, piles are going to be a real thing. I think it's still too early for me to want province. Like, I could play Herald, remodel Peddler into province. I don't think that's necessary, though. Kind of want Herald here. Also a little bit worried about lowering the piles. I don't think I should be that worried about lowering them, right? Like they're not going to be able to gain 8 things. Yeah, lowering Heralds is fine. And another captain, another butcher. Could take Dame Josephine and take the points lead. I think captain feels like the right call. I sure hope I'm not wrong about the number of gains. You know what I didn't factor in? You know, Way of the Worm does make gaining estates kind of easy. Man, I sure hope I didn't just throw this game. All of a sudden, I'm really worried that I just lowered power. I was not factoring in Way of the Worm. I think that there's some non-zero chance they could do 2 captains, 2 heralds, and 3 estates here. I don't think they can, but maybe they can. Maybe with good draws they can. They got a lot of heralds. They could gain and play some captains, play them as remodels. I am suddenly worrying myself a little bit. I mean, my hope is their deck's still really junky. You know, they got a lot of coppers. All their coppers, maybe? I think they have not trashed a single copper. So I think it's hard for them to get through their deck, and unlikely that all their heralds hit. And unlikely they get to like gain and play captains, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. My guess is what they're thinking about right now is whether to go for the pile out. Because if you got your sights set on Herald, Captain, Estates, you probably want to use all your gains towards that. So this butcher should probably be gaining a Captain or Herald or something. And if you're not trying to pile out this turn, well, then you probably don't want to lower Captains or Heralds at all, or else you open up the pile out for me. I am, however, pretty sure at this point that my Captain gain was a mistake. I've got a big lead here that I did not need to risk. It looks like they're going for the pile out. If they manage to find it, I think it's just my fault for lowering Captains too much. I don't think a points lead would have helped much. Like taking Dame Josephine to technically go up by 1 point wouldn't really affect things, because the pile out that's most likely is just them taking 3 estates, which will score 1 points anyway. But I think that the proper way to play around this was just not to gain a Herald and a Captain last turn. That was just me being unnecessarily flippant. I still don't think the pile out's trivial or anything. They're thinking hard about it here. What all is in their deck? I think they still got a few Heralds left, so they're probably likely to be able to play Herald and hit a Captain. How many Captains do they have, though? find out in 1 second. So I think they only have the 3 total captains, which I guess is good news for me. So they could, you know, remodel Vanderin to captain here, Herald to hit the other captain, remodel and gain a Herald. They got enough actions. I don't know if they have enough action cards to play a bunch of Way of the Worms, but they might. I'm surprised by their choice to remodel into a state. I would think that you want to remodel into captain and then draw it and play it. But oh, I guess they just didn't have it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, this is the concern. They were just out of actions. Almost all those cards in their hand were coppers. Okay, well, I was sweating bullets there, but it looks like I will win after all. That was a risk I did not need to take, though, man. Whew. Okay, so I don't think this one should matter too much. Maybe I should remodel a captain into province now? I don't know. Play this Herald first, see what we get. Okay. Play this one as remodel. Gain province. I need to score 3 more points. Play 1 menagerie, I guess. That one was not going to activate either way. All right, now let's just think for a second. I'm sure I've got it here, but I need to make sure I don't throw this. My discard pile has what exactly in it? There's a silver down there. There is a province down there and a state down there. Silver province and state. It's a decent amount of junk. Could gain an estate off of Dame Natalie. Or really any of these actions. Do I have enough actions for that? Maybe I'm not winning this turn, actually. I kind of took it for granted. But I might be low on actions for winning purposes. Because I've got to gain 5 things. 2 heralds, captain, estate, and then like a province or duchy or something for points. And I can only for sure play 2 more gainers, maybe 3. So if I gain a herald off of this remodel, and then my herald connects with it, then I can play the other 2 captains as remodels. Yeah, this is. Maybe I shouldn't go for the win. Like, if I had a good way to line up my my herald to guarantee that it hits here, I think I would still have the win. But I don't think I can do that. So I think I just play it safe here. Oh, my bottom card's a butcher. Right. I don't know what relevance that is. It's another gainer, but that doesn't help because my limitation here is actions, not gains. I think I just want to take as many points as I can. So we're probably going to do like captain into province, since I can't play it all anyway. Wish for something I don't have. Now I can put an action card down there and play it, which seems good. So maybe I like butcher Natalie into Josephine or something and attack them. Because why not? Oh, well, didn't anticipate that. Apparently that wasn't the right play. So I trashed my victory card and gave them a gold. Oopsie. I'm remodeling something. Probably just curse into a state. That lowers the number of games they need, but it ups my points a bunch. And I think getting that estate would not have been hard for them anyway with Way of the Worm. So I think I'm inclined to just take a duchy here for a points buffer. And I think I'll spend the coffers just so as to not take a curse. Okay, consider Fairgrounds. How much is Fairgrounds worth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That involve a curse, so 12. Fairgrounds gains me a curse, but saves me a coffer. I think I'm just going to stick with the duchy. I think a 10-point buffer is probably enough to keep me safe. I don't like how I played my last 2 turns, though. I need to get my head in the game. Last match as well, the round of 64, I don't think I was playing at my best. I was happy with my play in the round of 128. That match I liked. I still think my position here is pretty commanding, though. They've got so many coppers, and that just... When the draw is Menagerie and Herald, having 7 coppers in your deck compared to, I think I've got 1 now. They have 6 coppers, I guess, to my 1. In any case, you know, it puts them in a really bad spot for drawing their deck and doing good things. I don't think I've outplayed them, though. I think it's just a combination of me being player 1 and having better draws. While they ponder, I'm going to go get my coffee, which I think is done brewing. Alrighty, what do we got going on? It looks like they've lowered Herald, so they're probably going for a win here. Please don't have the win. I don't want to lose this game. I might deserve to lose this game, but I'd rather you not. They only have 3 captains, right? And 1 butcher. I don't think this is possible for them. They could gain and play a captain, and then they could play that as a remodel, and they could gain the Herald, but then they still need to do 2 provinces, and they can at most buy 1 province. Maybe I'm miscounting there somewhere, but I think they're short on gains. Yeah. Okay, so let's have the win in hand. I've got 3 captains in play. I can just remodel all of this. Yeah, they should know for sure that this is lost. To Herald and the captain. Menagerie into Herald. And I have to play this as something. I guess I'll play it as Menagerie Worm. Alright, game 1 was a win. Not going to say it was the nicest or the cleanest win, but it was a win nonetheless. GG. Okay, what have we here? We got Artificer, which I really enjoy as a card, but it doesn't look super strong here. It's probably worth getting at some point, but there's no like draw to X or fancy stuff that lets you make full use of its abilities. The only draw is Black Cat, which will surely be worth getting on account of being the only draw, but it's not strong draw. Thinning, Bounty Hunter, replace, Transmogrify, theoretically Miser, if one were so inclined. I guess Haven is also pseudo-thinning. Got plus buy with Snowy Village. Not sure how much the plus buy will matter. Because you can gain extra stuff with Replace or Artificer if you need to. Transmog also kind of gains. Almost Bounty Hunter. So what exactly are we doing? I assume you want like some number of villages and black cats for draw, and you know, Bounty Hunter, you get it because it's Bounty Hunter. It's really good. And I think both Bounty Hunter and Replace, and I guess Transmogrify to a degree, push you towards greening relatively early. Like maybe this doesn't even get to double province. Not like true double province. Maybe like buy a province and mill a province with Replace. Because you know, Bounty Hunter can keep the green cards out of your deck. Replace can lower province piles really fast, as can Transmogrify. The one downside to that, of course, is you're going to activate any black cats they have like every turn if you buy a province every turn. But I think you're not building too much here. I mean, like, you're going to get deck control and all that, but I don't think you're going to build a big deck. I'm kind of inclined to say the correct opening is just double Bounty Hunter. I think that's likely to get you double fives, which seems like a really nice way to kick off the game. It's also going to get you thin pretty fast. Could also be Bounty Hunter Transmogrify is also an option. Could consider that. I think, well, I'll take one Bounty Hunter first, and then we'll see what they do. An appeal of Transmogrify is a lot of the cards I want are cheap. You know, villages and black cats are things I want to put a bunch of in my deck. And so, you know, Bounty Hunter gives you a bunch of money, but Transmogrify is going to give you more cheap cards, which I do want. Black Cat also counters the like replace coppers into estates thing, but I don't think that's super relevant here because you're probably just replacing coppers into black cats or havens anyway. So if I do double Bounty Hunter, yeah, that's what they did. I mean, that would let you do like replace Artificer probably turn 3, turn 4, unless they collide, then maybe not. And that, I mean, that's pretty good. I think this is just between Bounty Hunter and Transmogrify. Transmogrify seems great if you find it turn 3. Downside is you find it turn 4, it misses the shuffle. Bounty Hunter is really nice if they don't collide, because then you're hitting double fives. If they collide, you're a little bit sad. I'll take the double Bounty Hunter. Let's copy them. So it turns out my hand would have been pretty bad either way, because I didn't find the card that would have been Transmogrify turn 3. But also, my Bounty Hunters are either colliding or one's missing the shuffle, neither of which is good. I'll take Transmogrify now. Okay, so their draws were a lot better. They got to play both Bounty Hunters, whereas I will not. And they hit 5 twice, whereas I will not. But I guess that's just payback, because last game their turn 3 shuffles it was not good. I'm also not hitting 5 here, am I? No, I am not. Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't give myself very good odds of winning this game. They've also found their replace on top turn 5, which is obviously really good, because it means they get to top deck their gains for the same shuffle. I will exile a copper, and probably just another copper, I think, because I'm not hitting 5 either way, and I'd rather my Transmogrify deal the other estates that are in my deck. Black Cat now, or Village? Snowy, I'll take a Snowy Village. Well, my replace has missed the shuffle. That is bad. I do have an estate down there at least, so this Transmogrify will have something to hit. And what do I want here? I think I'm going to take a second Transmogrify. Not sure about that. But if I can get thin really fast with these bounty hunters, then they're going to become, or at least maybe one of them will become targets for Transmogrify pretty fast. You probably want to keep one bounty hunter around while greening, but two is probably going to be excessive in the long term. But boy, do I feel behind. So I have no black cats yet, so I'll top deck a black cat and alms for village. Not sure what the payload's gonna be. I think maybe you take like 1 or 2 golds here, like remodel bounty hunter into gold or something, and then that's enough to hit 8, and then gold also doubles as a thing that replace could turn into province in the final turns. Well, they're pretty close to drawing their deck already. In fact, I think they might get all the way through it here. They top deck a black cat, play a village. I guess they can't do all that because they played a snowy to start. So they're not going to quite make it through their deck, but they're rather close. I like the Artificer. Gaining black cats with it is nice. I haven't really had the opportunity to get one, but wouldn't mind it if I did. I think getting ahead on black cats will probably be pretty important. I mean, it's the only draw, of course, and then also if you're greening relatively early, which I think is going to happen here, you know, they're basically going to be like laboratories a lot of turns. Cursing laboratories, in fact. So I'd prefer it if they didn't take all the black cats before I could get them. I guess I'm just playing this bounty hunter before Snowy Village. And this is not a large amount of money that I have. At least I'm thin. That's what matters. Maybe just one more black cat here. Could be one more village. So it's a bounty hunter on top of my deck. I could like transmogrify that into an artificer and gain another black cat mid-turn. Let me go figure out what my dog's barking about. Well, there was literally nothing there. Probably means the FedEx person drove by or something. She does not like the FedEx truck. Anyways, what's happened in the meantime? Let me get caught up. They played a village. They played an artificer. They played another artificer. They didn't gain anything off of either of them. They gained one off their they have 3 artificers. Gee, slow down. Let me catch up. Well, the nice thing about having these multiple artificers is they can buy something and also alms because they have money that's not coming from treasures. I could theoretically do that if I bounty hunted like something other than copper or estate. Yeah, well, so I've only got 2 black cats, right? So I've absolutely got to get these last 2 black cats, and even if I do that, I'm losing the split. I think I'd rather bottom deck the bounty hunter. Might draw it all anyway. We'll see. Yeah, looks like I'm all right. So that's a copper on bottom. What am I doing here? Other than losing. They've got 6 black cats in their deck. There's a very good chance that the first province I take is going to be 0 points and 7 stop cards. I don't look forward to that. I do not look forward to that one bit. So probably what I want to do is draw the copper and turn it into a black cat with replace so that the black cat is top decked. Seems like a good plan. And then I can maybe bounty hunt black cat, which I'll get back when I replace copper into black cat. That'll give me 4 money and 2 buys, which would be like 2 havens or one of the 3s or 4s plus an alms. I think all of that sounds like okay-ish. Wanted an artificer, but looks like it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, so I can take 2 things here. What are those 2 things? Not sure. I would really like it if they green first, but unfortunately, I think the way this goes is they've got 2 estates in their exile mat. I've got 1. So if we just like lower piles and never green, they're going to win 2-1. And so I will, I think, eventually have to green first if it comes to that. And then I take all the grizzes, and then I'm sad. So I've got a lot of villages. I don't know if I need more villages right now. I don't know what I want. I have no idea what I want. Take a Transmogrify. And another one. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, please take a province or something. Or maybe an estate. You know, a state's worth points. You could take an estate here. I'd be really happy if you gain an estate. Oh, you know what I should get? I didn't think about it until just now, but Haven's actually not going to be bad. If I've got, you know, multiple Transmogrifies, Haven lets you set aside cards that might be good targets for it. You know, like if you want to have that threat of repeatedly turning province into province to lower piles or something, like you could Haven your province away. Something like that. So, I mean, I don't know when exactly I'll get a Haven or if, but Haven would not be a bad card to have in the deck with Transmogrify. While they're contemplating, let me look at the card art. Miser, it's okay. It's representative of Miser. Relatively realistic. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Doesn't really pop to me though. Transmogrify I kind of like. Old dude looks pretty cool. 8 out of 10. Artificer. I don't think they really nailed the face. It's kind of like Uncanny Valley territory. And I feel like the little like glass bubble thing looks like a little bit more like... Actually, the art as a whole looks like a little bit more in the like the cartoonish direction than the average Dominion card. We give Artificer like a 3 out of 10. Mandarin. Jesus fucking Christ. 0 out of 10. I don't want to look at that anymore. Replace. Pretty realistic looking. Some sort of like body double thing going on. 7 out of 10. Black cat. It looks kind of modern to me. I don't know if it actually is, but it looks like a cat in like the 20th century, not a medieval cat. 7 out of 10. Haven. I don't think I could have told you what was in Haven's art until just now. It just looks vaguely orange to me. So I'm going to give it low points, just so I'm kind of not looking good. Oh, is it my turn? I was busy. Don't make me play things. Okay, I don't think I'm transmogrifying any of these, and they really did not gain any victory cards last turn. I probably shouldn't have played that Transmogrify yet. Maybe there's some non-zero chance I need to discard it with Artificer or replace it into something. Okay, thinky time. What's going on with them? They've got a Transmogrify down. They've gained another one. Yeah, I think we're going to end up in that situation I described a moment ago where piles are going to keep lowering, and then eventually I'm going to be the one who's forced to blink first. And then I take all the curses and I cry and I lose. Is there any way I can avert that? I don't think so. Maybe I just keep stockpiling a bunch of these Transmogrifys. And I just try to empty piles and go all at once somehow. Like, if they have all 6 of their black cats somewhere toward the top of their deck, the first province I gain is actually worth like 0 points. So I can't even count on like emptying piles plus taking province being a win for me, because that would still be like, it would still be 1 to 2 if they give me 6 curses. I guess I could replace something in a province. Then that would be a tie, and I would happily take a tie. But I also don't have any cards 6 or more to replace in a province. Yeah, I think I like the idea of just continuing to precipitously lower piles and hope that I can do some like weird Transmogrify thing. I sure don't want a green. So maybe I replace Bounty Hunter into something. Then I draw with Artificer. I could discard. Let's see. So I replace Bounty Hunter into something, and I draw the Artificer. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in deck and 3 draw left. So I could discard like card I drew plus 2 Transmogrifys and gain like a 3 cost, or I could gain a 2 cost if I wanted to. I could still draw all of that. I feel like something along those lines is correct. So what am I gaining? Could be a gold with intent to replace it next turn. Could it be more Transmogrifys? Keep lowering that pile. So I gained a Transmogrify and played it. I would have like 5 of them down. That's a lot of Transmogrifys to have down. There's something appealing about that, isn't there? They've only got the 1 down, and they got 1 replace. I'm gonna take a village. Oh, this doesn't work. Whoopsie. I thought I could play all of them, but I'm actually gonna be 1 short. Unfortunate. That's my bad. So I wouldn't be surprised if they could win here. Village and 3 Transmogrify seems doable, but I figure I got to take some level of risk here to have a chance of winning, which probably just means lowering piles a bunch. This isn't like last game where opening up a possibility of winning seemed like a big error, because I was in the lead last game, and I'm not in the lead this game. So the plan is to go for it this turn. Like, just Transmogrify this Transmogrify 4 times into, like, Transmog Village. And then I can score a decent amount of points at the end of all that, I think. Somehow. It'll, of course, depend on what they do. I assume what they're calculating right now is just whether they can win this turn. And I don't know if the answer to that is yes. Certainly it's theoretically possible. Probably depends on their starting hand. My guess is they've got like an okay-ish starting hand right now, and so they're trying to decide whether calling this T-Mog this turn is worth the risk. It's one of those things where, you know, you don't want to start lowering piles with the intent to win, realize you don't actually have it, and then now it's your opponent's turn and you've lowered piles for them and they win. Much easier. Alright, well they're taking a lot of things. Let me go back to ranking card art. What the heck is the person on the left of Haven doing? Is that a statue? Is that like a statue, like a stone statue of a person holding like a bonfire up in the air? I've never looked at that before. In what way does it represent a haven? 2 out of 10. No, I'm gonna say like 4 out of 10. The ships are still nice looking ships, as confusing as the art is. Snowy village. Well, it's snowy and it looks like a village. Gets the job done. 6 out of 10. I like Village. Village, it looks really nice. It's a classic. I like the colors. Nice blue, green, and red. It's vibrant. 9 out of 10. Bounty Hunter. That's a silly looking helmet that she's wearing. Not really sure what's going on with that building in the background. It looks a little funky, like a big circus tent almost. I like the gleam on the crossbow. I'm going to say it's a 5 out of 10. Alms. Jesus Christ. It's not Mandarin bad, but it's pretty bad. The hell's with their faces? Like a Cyclops or something? If this man feels pity for the Cyclops being. 1 out of 10. So what have they done? Okay, so it looks like they're going for the win. They called a Transmogrify, turned Bounty Hunter to Transmogrify. So they just need to gain 3 things here. I'm going to guess they can do it. So they just like use Artificer to gain a village, and if they find their Transmogrify, not the Transmogrify, if they find their replace, they can replace something into a Transmogrify, and then Alms for the last one. They might even just be able to Artificer twice for 2 gains and then Alms. Like if they have like Village, Black Cat, Artificer, you play all those and you gain Transmogrify, Alms, or Transmogrify, and that would be a win as well. Yeah, this is just win in hand. GG to you, Element Mario. Okay, what do we have here? This looks like a mean kingdom. The draw is governor. I mean, Patrician technically draws, but main draw is governor, and then there's 2 nasty discard attacks with Legionary Militia. So you draw them a bunch of cards by playing governor, and then you militia them at the end, and then you say, psych, you didn't draw cards after all, discard them all again. And that's always a pleasure. And by that I mean miserable. But we're going to do it. So you draw a bunch of cards with governor. We play a militia. Probably better to use bandit for gold gains rather than governor, because you want to use your governors for draw. I mean, giving them silvers might be good, might be bad. It's unclear. Silvers can be remodeled into governors, which is good, but they're also, you know, stop cards that fill your deck, and there's no plus buy, so that's bad. So I think you'd be willing to take a bandit here too to gain golds, and then eventually you're remodeling those gold with governor. And yeah, I think that's all that's really going on here. It's just like draw with governor, play bandit, play militia, the end. I don't think Cardinal's going to be worth the space. I mean, it's a mild annoyance, but probably not a significant one. So race is the only trashing. Inclines me towards, could open like militia raise. Could it be double raise? Because I mean you get alms, so it's not really important that you hit price points early. Do like raise, then like militia. No, do you need 2 militias? Maybe I do want to open with militia just for the chance of hitting 5 once. I like the idea of getting thin. Draw is like a little bit limited. Governor's good draw, but like the more governors you can spend on not draw, the better. Because you'd like to be doing the remodeling and the gold gaining with them if you can. So I want to be thin, so I don't need to use too many governors for a draw. I am player 1. Again, I think as player 1, maybe I do want a militia. Because my militia is more likely to hit them in their first shuffle. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a militia. Like, if you're player 2 and you find your militia turn 4, you don't even hit their turn 3 or turn 4 hand. You're hitting their turn 5 hand, at which point you haven't really denied them 5. This player 1 militia looks a little bit better, because as long as it doesn't bottom deck, it's going to hit one of their second shuffle hands. As player 2, I think I'd maybe give more consideration to double raise. Ideally, I hit 6. I'd love my turn 3 hand to be militia 4 coppers, because border village is not bad. I got the 4 coppers part of that. Not the militia though. I think second raise. Please don't have militia. Please don't have militia. Pretty please don't have militia. Honestly, it's fine if you have the militia as long as you don't play it. It's really just the playing of militia I don't want. Thank you. I appreciate all that you've done for me, Element Mario. If they'd militiaed me, of course, I would not have been able to hit 5, and I would like to hit 5. Don't think I'm hitting 5 here, although it is not impossible. You thought I drew you a card, but no. What a mean attack. Incredibly mean attack. So I've got 2 raises. This could be raise, could be patrician. I could just take I could alms for poacher. That sounds like it might be good as well. Like, long term, I'd rather have a patrician in my deck than a poacher, but I want to be hitting 5s and 6s consistently, and patrician does not help with that, and poacher does. For example, in this exact hand. Well, who knows? Maybe my top card is governor, and the patrician actually would have been even better. Can't say with certainty. This hand's a little awkward. I think I'm keeping... Yeah, I think I just keep both raises and pop 1. I got a governor there. I want to draw it. Okay, well, I don't like how this has turned out. I think I just don't play the raise. So they haven't hit 5 yet. They've been getting militiaed a lot. I think I've had relatively good draws, and being player 1, I got to do the like nasty stuff first, and I think it's gonna snowball from there. So let's play militia, and I could gain a gold here, or I could remodel a copper. Okay, I can't actually do either. They have found a nice line that prevents me from doing either the remodeling or the gold gaining. Well played. Okay, 2-1. So player 1 has won every game. I would like to fix that here. Not for self-interested reasons, just, you know, for equity purposes. I don't want player 1 to just run away with it. I hate the 5-2. Jesus. 5-2 looks so much worse than 3-4 or 4-3 or whatever. God. Improved Silk Merchant looks amazing. Improved Wrath also looks amazing. I think I'd choose the former. Unfortunately, neither of those options is available to me. I think And I said 5-2 as if 5-2 and 2-5 are equivalent. I'm not sure that's true. I think if I had the actual 5-2, I would just open Silk Merchant, improve, and then like, oh no, I lost a Coffers, which sucks. But like, at least I got a Silk Merchant and an improve in my deck. I have the 2-5, which is just the absolute worst of all worlds because I can't do any of those things. What do I buy? Is it just Silk Merchant nothing? Do I want any of the 5s? I'm so sad. Maybe they have the 2-5 too? There's no way they have the 2-5. They would have passed already. Because you're not buying anything on 2. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I was wanting to upset this player 1 win streak, but I don't think this is going to be the game for it. Boy. What do I buy? I'm incredibly upset. I mean, Count's Room and Catacombs worth considering. I think I like the Catacombs. If I find it turn 3, that's great because you can get a absolutely clean shuffle if you pitch 3 and draw 3 more. You've gotten all the way through your 11 card deck. And then if you improve it, you can like gain a Silk Merchant off of it. So I think I'm going to take the Catacombs. Could also just be Silk Merchant. Would be reasonable because I mean it's Silk Merchant. So I found it turn 3. That's good news. Maybe I've got a glimmer of hope in these dark times. I want rats. I really want rats. I mean, there's Tomb. Also, it's just rats. Rats is fun. I want to play as many rats as I can and trash lots of rats. And honestly, the Tomb points probably don't actually matter. Because like you got Horn of Plenty here. You could do like 8 provinces in a turn. But it's fun pretending the Tomb points matter because Tomb's a fun card. Okay, so I've hit 5 again. Do I want another 5? Like, I just got to get started on this, like, improve Silk Merchant rats business. But I can't take improve yet because I don't have any villagers. So, like, if I line up Catacombs and improve, I can't play them. So I think this is just Silk Merchant now. So what do I do here? I mean, it'll depend on what I see, I guess, to some degree. But, like, if I play Catacombs, pitch 3, draw 3, and find my Silk Merchant. I don't actually want to play it, I don't think. I might. It costs me a villager. It probably gets me 2 cards, which is good. But it also triggers a shuffle that's not great, right? Yeah, that shuffle's kind of small. It top decks 2 bad cards, but like I could live with top decking 2 bad cards. If I play the Catacombs and find the Silk Merchant on top, well, then I'm actually in a very similar position, right? I could keep that hand, play the Silk Merchant, and then I've also top decked 2 bad cards just by virtue of not drawing them. And then I'm probably also buying 2 things. I could also, maybe if I don't see Silk Merchant, just not pitch, leave the Silk Merchant top decked and buy like just an improve. That has the advantage of not spending a villager. And getting that improvement into my deck, which lets me play it with the Catacombs of the Silk Merchant. What have they done? Turn 3, turn 4. Okay, so they bottom deck their Silk Merchant, I guess? Well, that's good news for me, at least. So I think what I'm doing here is the line I described, right? So if I just put these in hand and buy improve, I've at least got an improve in my deck, and I've got a villager left. If I pitch them, well, then I'm drawing at least 3 more coppers, and I'm playing Silk Merchant, and then I've probably got 6 or 7 money at that point, right? 2/3 likelihood. I can't get 7 money when not counting the coffer. So I likely hit 6. So if I pitch it, I could do like improve Silk Merchant, or I had to do improve Silk Merchant because I need the villager back. I think I'm just gonna put him in hand and buy improve and keep it simple. I think the other line that was plausible was discard, play Silk Merchant, buy, improve Silk Merchant, and go from there. I'm not sure if that's better. So I'd be happy to see my improve if I play Silk Merchant here. I'll be sad if I draw my Catacombs, because then even if my Catacombs finds improve, I won't have the villagers to play it. I'll probably play the Catacombs anyway, just to draw, but I'll be sad about it. Pretty sure... Oh, interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm behind, and I'm actually still pretty sure I'm behind. But I noticed they killed their improve, which feels weird. Did they buy it back? They didn't buy it back either. Yeah. Improve seems like a really important card to have. Like, I get improve into Silk Merchant if you're going to, like, replace it. But I want one of those on my deck. Like, I probably just take 2 of them here right now, right? I mean, maybe it could be improved rats. Yeah, fair enough. That's reasonable, too. Well, I said I'd be sad, and I'm a man of my word. So I'll be sad about this. Discard that. And we'll do Silk Merchant because I need a villager, and improve. This draw's not bad. I can't play both Silk Merchants, but at least I know I'm improving a Silk Merchant. And that's what matters. What do I buy? Could be 2 more improves, could be rats, could be Hunting Lodge. I'm probably gaining Hunting Lodge off of the Silk Merchant because I do need villages. I've got so many terminals in my deck. Could just be Silk Merchant. I have fewer Silk Merchants than I would really ideally like. What's down here? 4 coppers, 2 estates, improve Catacombs. I think I'm going to take another Silk Merchant. I think I want to have 2 villagers, because I think I'm likely to want to play Catacombs and improve, and I might draw something off the Catacombs, and I'd like to be able to play that too, like if it's a Silk Merchant. And, oh, well, I guess that doesn't matter if I bottom deck the Catacombs. Sad. So, I'm taking rats here. I think I don't want to trash the improve. I'm actually not sure about this. Gaining Silk Merchant is great. Maybe I do trash the improve. It's also tomb points to whatever degree that matters. But, like, I do want to have many improves in my deck if I can do that. It sure seems like I'm losing this game. I'll take rats. And Silk Merchant, yes or no? It's gotta be yes. I can't say no to Silk Merchant. I'll need to regain that improve though. Maybe that should have been 2 Silk Merchants. I mean, like, I could have just emptied the pile. But I also really wanted rats in my deck. This is probably Silk Merchant improved for them, I would assume. I think the victory point count is really indicative of how this game is going. Just because the victory point count is basically a count of who's trashed more cards. And they've trashed... by the time they resolve this improve, over thrice as many as I have. That's not good. It is very much not good. Discard that. That's gross cards. Improve, please. Improve, please. Thank you. So... the rats pile out will be on the table shortly. How viable is that gonna be? The natural third pile will be improves. I can't gain those off of improve, but I could gain it off of Catacombs. So Like if you draw your deck, you empty rats, just rats out. Then you play like 2 improves, and you got some coffers. You could buy 2 improves, and then you could improve Catacombs into improve. That would empty the pile. So I think that's my plan, is just to make an attempt to end the game on an improved pile out next turn. I mean, their deck's better than mine. There's a really good chance that they're going to do that, and I'm not. But I think I'm going to try to end the game next turn. In buys. Trash a Silk Merchant. And do I need more villagers? So I've got 1 village, the Hunting Lodge. So I can play 4 terminal actions, which is going to be Catacombs, Council Room, 2 improves. I've got some number of Silk Merchants. Is it just the 1? It's 2 Silk Merchants, right? Right? Yeah, I pitched a Silk Merchant, didn't redraw it. So I've got 2 Silk Merchants down there. I probably do want a village, because that lets me play the Silk Merchants. This is, I think, a pretty good starting hand. Like, ideally I don't draw any draw cards here. I just play both Hunting Lodges and then pitch them. And then I've bottom decked all my coppers, which is a good place for them. I'm not sure I actually get another turn, but if I do, this is a pretty good start. Oh, hello, Dud. That is not a good time to dud. I sure hope I can draw my deck. I didn't really count it out. I just kind of assumed putting a council room in here would be enough to make sure I could draw my deck. But I do have a decent amount of junk. Let's see. So I got to draw 14 cards. I've got like 2 Hunting Lodges is 2 Catacombs, and council room brings that up to 9. Silk Merchant is 13, and rats. I think I can't play both Silk Merchants, can I? I think it's gonna be close. It should be a close call, I think, as to whether I can draw my deck here. Hunting Lodges are also low. Is there a world where I empty those instead? So if I play 2 improves, I can improve like 2 Silk Merchants or 2 rats into Hunting Lodges. That would leave me needing to buy 3 improves and a Hunting Lodge. Oh, geez, you're lowering the piles a lot. Now I think there's also a potential Hunting Lodge improve pile out that might be available. Please don't draw a draw card. Thank you so much. Now I just need to find my Catacombs. Did I pitch this? Those bottom 4 cards have... I said Catacombs, I meant Council Room. It's Silk, Council Room, Improve. So I think it's impossible for me not to find my Council Room if I just take this and play the rats. What's my terminal situation looking like? So I've got the ability to play 4 terminal actions, which improve, Council Room, 1 Silk Merchant by default. I can't gain a village and also play Silk Merchant. Like I could trash Silk Merchant with rats to get +1 villager, but then that would be trashing the card that I wanted to play with that villager. So can I get to the end of my deck, I think is the question here. I probably should pitch this actually, because I want the rats at the end, right? I can't draw it all, can I? Am I short of doing the rats out? So Council Room draws 4. 1 Silk Merchant draws 2 more. That's 6. Rats get... Yeah, I don't think I actually can get to the end of my deck, can I? It actually looks farther than I thought it was. I'm either miscounting now or I miscounted earlier. Oh, I'm not... You know, I know why it seems farther. I'm not counting the Catacombs. The Catacombs is going to draw me 3 cards that hasn't. So 12 cards, 3 from Catacombs, that's 9 left to draw. I play the Council Room, that's 5 left to draw. I play a Silk Merchant, that's 3 left to draw. I play 2 rats. Yeah, I think I'm just a tad shy. If I had like one more villager and could play both silk merchants, I think I'd be fine. So I don't think I can do the rats out. I think I'm just a teensy bit of draw short from doing the rats out. What about the improve hunting lodge pile out? So I play both improves. That'll give me 2 hunting lodges. Then I need to play at least 1 silk merchant for plus buy, and then I have 3 buys. That seems doable, right? I need to hit 9 money. The improves will be 4. I think that should be fine, right? Yeah, I've got 5 coffers already. Okay, so I do need to score a few more points. 6 more points. The improves will give me 2 points off of Tomb. The rats. Uh-oh. Is this short points? Or it's not 6 more points. I was looking at the victory points count, not the, or what do you call it? Victory tokens count, not the actual score count. Maybe this is a tie. I think this might be a tying line, right? Because I'm gonna gain. Yeah, this is just a tie, which I should take because I'm ahead. So this will bring me to 2.5, 1.5, and then if I win the next game, I win. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, wait. Oh, this is a win. I got enough money to buy improve hunting lodge, and then I improve silk merchant into hunting lodge, and then I improve catacombs into harem, and gain the improve off of it, and that should be enough, right? Good old catacombs. You came in handy in the end. Did I ever actually trash a rat? I don't think I did. Man, I don't know how I won that one. I guess it was that freak dud they had there at the end. I don't know if that was just a bad shuffle or maybe something they did to themselves, but I was not anticipating winning that game. Okay. I got a 5-2. There's Captain in the Kingdom. This is already seeming reminiscent of game 1. All the details other than that seem very different, but those are really the only 2 details of importance. So there's no way to trash cards here other than Tragic Hero, which can trash itself. I think is the only trashing in this entire kingdom. So that sucks. But I think playing Captain as Envoy is just like an absurd amount of draw, because you're drawing 4 cards every time. Captain guarantees you're functionally top decking your envoys. It does that awkward thing where you like discard all your good cards, but like I think you can just have enough overdraw to make that an irrelevant point. So I think the name of the game here is just hit 6 a bunch, buy all the captains, and then windfall once or twice, and then you can start greening. Seems like the goal to me. I don't think I prefer the 5-2. I think I'd rather 4-3. I don't know exactly what I'd open on 4-3, but I see a lot of good 4s and 3s. And I'll probably take Tragic Hero here, but it doesn't really seem like meaningfully better. I think I'd rather have a 4 and a 3, like, I don't know, Ironmonger Silver, Ironmonger Oasis, Envoy Silver, something along those lines. I don't think 5-2 is like terrible here. It's not nearly as bad as the last game, but I think I would at least prefer the 4-3. Actually, that's been true in like every game that I had the 5-2. I've had 5-2 in 3 games now out of 5, and in every one it's been bad, which I feel like is usually not true. Like usually 5-2 is better. In any case, I do think this is probably Tragic Hero. Seems better than any singular other card. It'll probably kill itself later, but that's fine. I mean, plus buy is not bad. My hope is to find the Tragic Hero on top turn 3, which I asked for last turn last game, and Steph did come through for me there. So thank you very much. I can't hit 6 off of this, so like, not like very very much, but like thank you very much. Playing Tragic Hero turn 3 and buying Captain was like the dream shuffle, but this is still pretty good because it means I'm triggering a shuffle that's got this card in it and whatever card I buy here. I don't think the answer is a second Tragic Hero. If I do that, they're very likely to collide. So probably like Ironmonger or Conclave. Certainly Ironmonger is like the better of those two cards in the abstract, but maybe Conclave gets me to 6 a little bit more effectively. I think I'm going to say Ironmonger is still better. It gives me a lower chance of bottom decking the Tragic Hero. Did I say lower chance of bottom decking the Tragic Hero? Apparently I didn't mean it. Snowy Village, Shantytown, Guide? I don't know. Guide could be really good in these early turns, but the moment you get Captains, which they apparently already have on turn 3, stop that. Once you get Captains, the Guide's gonna be relevant because you're gonna have like tons of reliability anyway. So maybe this is just Shantytown. I feel like one Shantytown is often a good number because one Shantytown will usually be like a lost city. Whereas more, they start colliding and then they all suck. I think I want to leave this copper on top. It lowers my chance of drawing Shantytown and means I'm really likely to hit 6. Did I say lowers my chance of drawing Shantytown? I meant ensures that I draw the Shantytown. And I don't like these $3 hands that I keep getting. Where are all the action cards? My guess is I'm like a little bit behind. My shuffles have not been bad. Like the turn 3 finding Tragic Hero is obviously very good, but they've had pretty darn good shuffles too, getting Captain already. Snowy, I guess. This Tragic Hero is eventually going to kill itself, and I can't really stop it. And so once that happens, I'll need to replace it with more reliable plus buy. Figure I might as well get out in front of that early. Take the Snowy Village now. I very, very much hope that my Captain is 2 from the top. It's like the second card. Because then I can reveal it with Ironmonger. I can play my Tragic Hero. Then I can play the Captain. And then I can play this Shanty for draw. If the Captain is anywhere else... No, if the Captain's 1 from the top, I think that's also fine. Because then I can play it as a Conclave and play the Tragic Hero. And then the Shanty will still draw. If it's either the third or fourth card from the top, then what will likely happen is I will just have to play the Shanty with no draw, play the Tragic Hero and draw it. I suppose there's also a chance maybe the Tragic Hero is, not the Tragic Hero, the Captain is 3rd from the top, but there's an estate 2 from the top, and then discard the estate and draw the Captain. Perfect, thank you. This is good. This is very good. So now, probably what all is it down there? Let me think about this. Down there in the depths of my discard pile are 3 coppers, 2 estates, a Snowy Village, and I think that's it. So 3 coppers, 2 estates, so 5 stop cards. The Shanty will draw 2 of them. It's probably worth playing this as an Ironmonger to get through more of those cards. I mean, so I can play Conclave, which gives me more total money. And the argument for that is I'm going to have a Captain in play. I can play as Envoy anyway. I'm pretty likely to draw either way. The argument for Ironmonger is it gets me further through this discard of junk. So I'm more likely not to like bottom deck my Tragic Hero or my Ironmonger next turn. I think all I really want to do is buy a captain, which I think is pretty likely either way. So I'm just going to play it as an Ironmonger. Yeah. Somebody appears to be unmuted. I would prefer it if you were muted. Thank you. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm just playing this captain as Envoy. If I flip Tragic Hero, then I'm sure they'll discard it. But that's okay. They played their captain as Conclave. That's interesting. I assume there must have been some reason for that based on their starting hand. Like they just had Tragic Hero and no villages. In which case, I suppose that's reasonable. I think I'm probably like half a turn behind. Like we both got 2 captains, but they're about to play their second one, which is going to happen for me on turn 7 or turn 8, where it's happening for them on turn 7. So I feel like what's basically happened is kind of like they've stolen first player advantage here somehow. Like it feels like the position I'd be in if I were player 2, where we're very similar decks, but I'm doing the thing just like right after they do it. They'll probably want something cantrip-like soon, like a Snowy Village or an Ironmonger, to make it easier for them to get to the end of their deck. Because like here, you know, they basically drew their deck, but they have 1 card left in the discard, which precludes them from buying Windfall. And I don't think like Windfall is not like the priority. If you just buy captains and stuff, you're still totally happy. But I think you probably do want the ability to buy Windfall at some point or other, because it's a quick way to add payload. And once you're drawing your deck, it's probably about the time you want to do that. You could just coast off of just like repeatedly buying Tragic Heroes, but I think that's a little bit less efficient than just Windfalling. Envoy. Don't discard Captain. Please don't. I mean, I don't know why I would expect him to discard anything different, but it never hurts to ask. I might get to it anyway if I draw my Tragic Hero. Thank you. Gold. And I've got to the end of my deck, so I can contemplate Windfalling here. I have... Ooh, but I got 12 money. That sounds like it might just be 2 more captains, and maybe I delay the Windfall another turn. Yeah, I think I just take 2 more captains here, right? Yeah, I think I do. I also just killed my the Tragic Hero killed itself. I certainly didn't want it to die, but it didn't give me a choice. So I'm now lower on draw, and so if I both trash my smithy and then add 3 golds, I'm probably much less likely to draw next turn. So probably better to keep adding captains, then we'll Windfall in like 1 or 2 more turns. In fact, I don't know, the captain pile will probably be out by the end of next turn, in which case might as well buy Windfall. How many captains do I have in play? Just 1? Just 1. Yeah, this starting hand is not inspiring. I do get to see 4 more cards, but it's going to be the worst 4 of my next 5 cards. So unless I've got 2 really good cards on the top, I'm likely not to have a full turn here. With any luck, both my captains will be in the top 5, and then he can't discard them all. What is an Element Mario anyway? Is that a Mario variant that I'm not aware of? Like I know there's Paper Mario, there's like Metal Mario, Baby Mario. Is there an Element Mario? I haven't played all the Mario games. Maybe it's a category. You know, like Mario with his fire flower is Fire Mario, and then maybe there's other Marios for the other elements, and then Element Mario is the catch-all term. Maybe there's a lot of them, and this is the 222nd of the mini Element Marios. Maybe the Mario universe has more elements than its periodic table. Could be their name. Maybe it's like their surname and then their given name. You know, Mario is a common first name. So maybe this person is Mario Element. Maybe it's an anagram for something. Let's see. Well, I see the letters for time in there, and 222 is a potential time of day. So maybe it's an anagram with. So we can pull up the letters time. See letters for Roman. So if you remove time and then the other m and then roan, ele, eel. Roman eel time is 222. That's actually really close to moray eel time. Maybe it was a typo. Maybe you meant for it to be moray eel time. So I got a shanty on top. Let me think about this. So I could play like Captain as Conclave, play the Snowy, play the Shanty. I draw 2 more cards. Those bottom 5 cards have 3 coppers and a state and a captain. I could also play the Captain as Envoy because I will have 1 more action. I think I like that better. Envoy just gets me all the way to the end of my deck. Okay. Also, while I was wasting time, I neglected to see what they did. Okay, so they just bought 1 captain. That's not so bad. Alright, so I got 10 money. If I play them both as Conclaves, I could be up to 14 money. I could play 1 as Conclave, 1 as Snowy Village for 12 money and 3 buys, if that's relevant. I kind of feel like I'm just taking 2 more captains here. I could take Windfall, actually. This turn, I think that's much more reasonable. Captain Windfall and Captain seem like the 2 obvious choices. I don't think anything else is worth considering. So double Captain is probably more draw than I need. I mean, I can kind of play them as payload with Conclave and all that, but it's less payload than Windfall. It has the upside of winning me the Captain split, and I mean, that's a really good card, so I like having it, and I like them not having it. Captain Windfall is like a little bit better for my deck, I think. And I know people, you know, they tell me not to focus on splits too much. I'm not sure if I believe them about that or not. It feels like it's true a lot of the time. I think I can't say no to 2 more captains. I'm gonna do it the Oasis way. Interesting. What was in there? It must be 4 junk cards and an Ironmonger. It seems odd to discard a hand with Ironmonger in it, but the rest of the cards could have been very bad. So I've got 3 captains in play. I don't think there's any configuration of my next 12 cards that stopped me from playing the other 3 captains this turn. Captain's Envoy is just drawing too many cards. So I think from here on out, I'm going to be able to play 3 captains every turn, never done ever again. And so it's just going to be a matter of scaling up payload efficiently and then greening. I don't know how many Windfalls I want, because, you know, Tragic Hero is also starting to look really appealing here. It's draw, which is good. It's plus buy, which is really necessary very soon. And it's going to give you golds whether you like it or not. And so maybe I just take like 1 Windfall and then start buying Tragic Heroes, and then like any additional payload is going to come off of those. And then just provinces from there on out. I would not mind adding additional cantrips and stuff. Like Ironmonger looks like an amazing card. It helps you sift, which is kind of nice. It also makes it harder for their envoys, for their discarding of my envoys to be effective. Like, if I play an envoy and it reveals a bunch of cantrips, then it's harder for them to make an intelligent choice about what to discard. Like, the way I think about it is, like, you play an Envoy and you got 5 cards. They want to discard the good card, not the bad cards. So imagine before you play the Envoy, you top deck like 5 Pearl Divers. So it's like generic useless cantrips, and then you play the Envoy. Well, you know, Pearl Divers themselves are like a totally neutral card. But what you've basically done is you've like shrouded your next 5 cards in secrecy, because what they really see is 5 Pearl Divers, and then they discard 1 Pearl Diver, you play 4. Now you're drawing 4 random cards out of 5 from the next 5 cards in your deck instead of the 4 worst cards out of 5, because they can't make an intelligent choice about what to discard anymore. So I think that there's just some like generic synergy with just putting cantrips in your deck if you're playing lots of Envoys, even apart from Ironmonger being a generally good card. So they managed to get Windfall and 2 Tragic Heroes, which is of course really good. There's no alt VP around, so I think if I lose this game, the way I lose this game is just their deck being good enough to just like double province a few times, and I can't quite catch up. So I should probably not be too slow to greening. But they've got a lot of money, and if they like don't dud, they can do double or triple province a few times, and that is a realistic concern to have. Okay, so my discard is a... One second. Yes, doggy. You would not believe, but apparently there were some small children that had the nerve to be walking by on the sidewalk outside. Anyways, my discard's got a captain and a shantytown. These bottom 2 cards are a captain and a copper. So I want to draw it all. I don't think I need to play an Envoy to draw it all, though. The Ironmonger will draw 1, the Snowy Village will draw 1. I guess I've got to play one of the captains as like a shanty to draw. It's a little awkward. I mean, I guess I could just play as an Envoy as well. It's kind of the same difference as playing with shanty. Oh, no, I got to play a captain as Snowy Village anyway, I think, for the plus buy, right? Yeah. So I'll play this one as Conclave, I guess, because I'm playing some of them as Conclave. I was kind of hoping the copper would be on bottom because I value the +1 coin more than the +1 action. I don't have control over that. Okay. So I've got 10 money there, 12 already. I'm going to have to play one more of these as Snowy, and I can play like the other 2 as Conclaves, and I'll have 16 money, right? That sounds right. Oh. It's possible I've done this totally wrong. No, I think this is fine, right? I'm thinking probably what I want to buy is Windfall Double Tragic Hero, kind of like what they did. And I can do that just by playing it as Oasis, right? I don't think 16 is better than 15 for me. I could consider someone where I buy Province. I think if I do Captain as Conclave twice, I hit 16. And so I could buy Province and like, I don't know, double Ironmonger or something and leave it top. I think I do want the golds. Like I would have liked to green this turn, but I don't think that there's like some sequence of buys where taking a Province works out for me. I think I've got it. I want Windfall. I want Tragic Heroes. So I think the thing I don't like is I feel a little bit behind in the regards of like they just bought Windfall Double Tragic Hero and I'm about to buy it again half a turn after them. I'm not sure if I'm like actually behind, because like the flip side is I've got 6 captains to their 4, which is pretty significant. But again, it carries that risk of they just like beat me to greening in the short term. I think I still want to do that. I think Windfall, Double Tragic Hero just sounds too good to pass up on. Conclave. No hero for you. No captain. So now the question is, do I want to pop this hero this turn? It might depend on what they buy. So, you know, popping it this turn gives me a gold, but I think I would rather save it for next turn, right? Like, I think I'm getting another turn. In which case, you know, having more plus buy next turn sounds good, and I can kill it next turn for the gold if needed. So I think my first play here is Captain is Conclave to play the hero so it doesn't pop, and then I can play the envoys, and like the second one probably pops, but whatever. Yeah, I think that's right. And now we play a bunch of envoys. Okie dokie. Let's see. Discard that? I don't think it matters much, but I'll discard it. Gain a gold. Down there is a captain, and what else do they discard? It's probably gold, isn't it? Isn't it? Let's see, I had 1 gold before, then I windfalled for 3 golds, so that's 4 golds. Yeah, so it's a captain and a gold. So if I play this Snowy, I can play everything, that's fine. Yeah, okay, so probably I just want to play these as conclaves because I suspect that 4 buys is enough. I'm not sure what I'm buying. I've got 7 plus 12, so 19 money in hand, 22 with the money I've already got. I've got a gold down there, so 25. Right, 5 golds is 15, plus 7 is 20. Yeah, so 25 money already before playing any conclaves or whatnot. Gotta figure out what I'm buying. I think maybe there is some risk that they triple province. I don't know if that's realistic, but it seems like a thing that might happen. Oh, they have no captains down. Oof, that's not good. So probably not triple provincing, but I could play around it anyway if necessary. Like they did have 21 money last turn. Maybe with a really good draw, they do triple, which means probably taking like 2 provinces. Because if I take 2, we're tied in points, and then if they triple, that's actually kind of hard to beat, isn't it? Because I need a lot of plus buy to beat that. I would need to do like province quad duchy estate. Which is, I have to play 5 snowy villages, or I could buy some tragic heroes. Yeah, so maybe I'm taking like 2 provinces, which costs me 16, and then like another tragic hero, and then something else. I think, I don't know. Don't play. I don't think 5 buys helps me at all, right? I mean, I could buy like 4 tragic heroes if I wanted to for some reason, and like a duchy, but that doesn't sound better. I think I just want the money. Can I count Oh no, I said 20. That was a big mistake, wasn't it? I said 25 when I was counting the pre-conclave money. I just ignored the fact that I was going to get a bunch of conclave money in my numbers. Well, I guess I could just do triple province duchy, right? Because there's no way they're doing more than triple. No, that doesn't work, does it? Because if I do triple province duchy, that still loses a triple province. So the trick is you ask them, can I do the captain play? And you don't clarify which one, and then you just undo back to the first time you played captain this game. Yeah, I want the plus buy. So definitely one province. Probably another province. They can't quad province. I could have considered windfall there. I don't want to undo again. That's too many undos. I would just feel silly. We're not windfalling after all. Maybe this is like tragic hero and 2 4s. Could be 2 tragic heroes and a snowy. I kind of like the idea of a second snowy. I'm having to play random captains as snowies anyway, so might as well just add one so I can use more captains for whatever else. I think 2 tragic heroes and a snowy village sounds good. Because then even if they triple, I'd probably do have a plus buy in my deck at that point to just beat that, right? Tragic hero, snowy village. I would have 3 buys from tragic heroes, 1 normally, 2. Yeah, I would have 6 buys, and 6 buys is what I would need. And I'd probably have enough money because my deck would be like full of golds at that point. Yes, I think this is fine. No draw. I think the rule of thumb for envoy and advisor discards is basically always just like discard their draw. If you discard the good cards, like, oh no, gold's worth a lot of money, well, then they play their shantytown and they get back to the golds by the end of the turn. You want to maximize their chance of dudding. It's 3-1 right now, right? We've played 4 games. Yeah, this is the 5th game. So if I win this, I win the match. Feeling pretty good about my odds here. I think their best bet is probably like triple provincing, which is within their own possibility and imposes a non-trivial burden on my deck. But I think even if they triple, I can do province, quad duchy, estate. I guess the real worry would be, I don't think they have enough. But if they could do like triple and a duchy, now that gets really hard to beat. I don't know if I can beat triple and a duchy. So hopefully they don't have 29 and 4 buys. No, they can't have that because they don't have any bona fide snowy villages, and they've now played all their captains already. Have they played all their tragic heroes? Yeah, they've played all their tragic heroes too. There's 5 in the trash, 2 in the supply. I have 1 unpopped plus 2 I just bought. So all the tragic heroes are accounted for. So there's no way they're doing more than triple here. They've probably got triple. They've got some absurd number of treasures in their hand right now. So it seems relatively likely they can do triple province. But I think that's not winning for them. While they contemplate, let's look at the art. Envoy. He looks confused. I guess that explains why he only draws your bad cards. He's just genuinely befuddled at what's going on and makes the wrong decision. The art itself is pretty fine, though. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Ironmonger. What a funky looking fellow. It's okay. 5 out of 10. Tragic Hero is pretty nice. Something about it doesn't give me like a super medieval feel. I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that. I'm probably just wrong. I assume that these artists had some basis for their artwork and probably referenced medieval designs at some point. But to me, at least, even if it's an inaccurate understanding, he looks like older, like some time prior to like medieval Europe. Still a good art though. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Captain. Well, whoever they based Captain's likeness on, they could have picked a much better model. But other than that, the Captain looks great. No, I actually like the whole like Captain. For anyone who doesn't know, Captain is based on the player RTT. He won some tournament in Germany, and his reward is being featured in the card. I think that's pretty cool. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Raider. The horse is tipping over. That's unfortunate. I feel like it's a little bit zoomed out. Like the thing that is allegedly the feature of the card is the person on the horse. That's the one that's the raider, and he looks like he's kind of in the background. But I mean, still kind of good. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. And well, the other cards will have to wait. I want to play this as Envoy. They just did 2 duchies. I think I can just do quad province here, right? I think. This is probably Conclave into Tragic Hero. Discard. So down there I have 2 Snowy Villages, a Shanty Town. What was discarded? They discarded a Tragic Hero, a Captain, and that's it. So the discard has 2 golds, a copper, Tragic Hero, and Captain. And these bottom 4 cards have Shanty Estate, double Snowy. So I need one more buy. I'll have plenty of buys because I'm going to play Snowy Villages. Money wise, I'm looking at 6 plus 25, so 31. I've already got 34 money in my hand, right? So I don't even need to draw, right? If I just play this as a Snowy Village, I've got enough money to quad province. No. 5 times 3 is not 25. 5 times 3 is 15. Let me try that again. 6 plus 15 is 21. I got 24 money in hand. I can count, I promise. So I've got to draw 8 more money. That seems pretty doable. So probably play this as like Ironmonger, I guess. If I get to the rest of my deck, I'm gonna draw just fine. Keep that. Envoy. Upon closer reflection, I don't really know what I intended to mean by that last sentence. If I get to the rest of my deck, I'm going to draw just fine. That feels like a tautology, because if I get to the rest of my deck, and I already have drawn just fine. I'm not sure what I meant. In any case, this looks like a win. $36 is a lot. I can windfall once. Oh. That was me being an idiot. I can't windfall. I was stupid. I'm sorry, Element Mario. I thought I way overshot it, and I was like, sure, I'll click windfall for the hell of it. That was so dumb. Oh, that was entirely my fault. Remember how I said I could count? I was lying. Oh, I feel bad now. I don't think they can win from here. If they can, well then, good on them. It's my fault for throwing that game. But I think I've just made them play out another turn for nothing. So they got to score 16 points. So province plus 4 duchies. I don't think they have the buys for that. Maybe they do. So they've got one tragic here. They got to get 5 buys. They've got 1 buy natural. That is totally my bad. I honestly, I hope they somehow manage to pull out Province 5 duchies here. I deserve to lose this one. All right, well, that's the match. An unceremonious ending, but we did win 4-1. On to the round of 16, where I believe I'm playing Sangatsu, who intimidates me somewhat. Despite somehow not being in the top 8 seeding-wise, and therefore matching me relatively early, they are like one of the top on the leaderboard.